we were not able to assign when each group is going to defend last time because half of you are not here. I think half of you were having issues with your subjects.
Yes, sir, but okay.
All right. So we're going to decide when you're going to defend. So once we pick a defense slot, that's going to be your slot. So there are 2 days that we're going to do, right? Day 1, day 2. And then there's going to be 2 defendants per day, which means this is slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, slot 4. So I have a little bit, not that much, a little bit of bonus points to those who defend first. Reason is you didn't know what to expect, right? So one who defends first gets bonus points. The ones who defend second gets slightly less bonus points. But the one who defends third will get a little bit, just a little bit of bonus point because there's already a time here. And then the last one will not get bonus points. Right? So we're going to determine your position using luck. So I have here D100 dice, goes from 1 to 100. I need you to do it like this, right? So in this case, this one is 67. Okay, so I need a representative from Linux. Yeah, just roll the dice.
How we done with 6?
Can you tell me what number that is?
32.
32. Okay, so next we have the representative jumbo hot dog. Okay, can you tell me the number? 40 and 45. Kaizen Consulting. Okay, read the number for me.
87.
Yes, 87. Lobby. Can you read the numbers? Yes, 66. You're just 3 off from my favorite number. Do you know why 69 is my favorite number? Because if you square it, and then if you cube it, right, you get the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 exactly once. So, the winner is Kaizen. I want you to choose your winner. Sorry, you guys don't. You get the level. Kaizen, do you have a decision? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
1.
Ooh, really? Kaizen is slot 1. Next to choose is slot 2. You want second? So, jumbo hot dog. You want third? This is opposite of what is usual. Usually, the last one is 1. Because it's just a very Okay, so this is the order of participants. This is all throughout, and this is also the order of our presentation today. All right, so Kaizen Consulting, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Kaizen Consulting, I will be reporting our presentation. So our topic for today is to discuss the tricks and the tips on finding useful things on the internet that is relevant to this course, which is strategic management. So, what do we need? We want to research. Like, where do we research? So first, we have the search engine. So search engines are vital tools in strategic management as they enable businesses to gather real-time data, analyze market trends, and monitor competitors. So by utilizing search engines, uh, the insight companies can optimize their digital presence and enhance customer targeting and stay informed about industry shifts. So this tool supports decision making, drive marketing strategies, and help businesses stay competitive. So support, drive, and help. So we have some examples. We have Google, Bing, ChatGPT, or other artificial intelligence search engines like DuckDuckGo, and YouTube, and believe it or not, TikTok. So since this is a strategic management course, of course we will. So we will most definitely need valid and reliable resources for articles like the journal article. So these are important to prove or enforce our findings. That's why we have the journal articles. They help managers or scholars understand how businesses navigate challenges, develop marketing strategies, and implement effective strategies. So, for example, we have Google Scholar and JSTOR. These two have a wide range of academic journals, and Premier Link, it is a database of peer-reviewed journals, stage journals. It covers a broad spectrum of disciplines. Then Philippine e-journal, which has a lot of local researches. UP Diliman journals online. It has all the journals and research articles that are from the personalities in this academic institution. Then we have AIM Research. It has the journals from the institute's research activities. Then we have CHED, CHED Journal Accreditation System, which evaluates and enforces the quality of academic journals. And finally, we have NRCP, or National Research Council of the Philippines website, which features articles about the council, institutions, or initiatives. So, aside from journal articles, we can also rely on current media news outlets like Rappler. So these are important because they provide real-time insights to market trends, cultural shifts, and policy changes. So by staying updated to current events, businesses can adapt to the evolving market. So anticipate regulatory challenges and align their strategies, social and cultural development. So this enables informed decision making, better risk management, and the ability to capitalize on emerging opportunities. So for example, Rappler, the market trends, the social and political trends, and policy and regulatory updates. So I know that one of the main challenges in searching for journals or news articles are those paywalls that pop up on your website that requires you to subscribe before you can access the whole article. So we have a trick for that. So here, for example, we have the New York Times, which is a popular international news website. So here, as you can see, I can't scroll down. I can't read the article. So what you can do is go here the three top button in the upper right, click, then find more tools. So here, more tools. Then you can see the reading mode. So the reading mode actually gives you a draft version of the whole article. So now you can see the written text here. So we can, the font that there are no pictures, but the pros are very beneficial because then there are no ads or paywall.
It only works if the whole article is abbreviated. Sometimes they paywall, they only put like the first paragraph. So reading mode won't help. But it's better than
Yes, it's better than
Right. So are you guys done? Or? No, not yet. Go.
For a much efficient way to find useful things in the internet, we can apply project management application tools. These are important because they help centralize your information. They act as a central hub for project-related information. So, in relation to strategic management, they are designed to enhance project planning, improve team collaboration, and ensure seamless execution of tasks. So, example, we have Trello, Notion, and Google Workspace. So, here, for example, we have Trello. So you can just copy your links and paste it on the cards. So this way, the next time you go to the internet, you can just click on Trello and find all the things you need. It's very efficient and very collaborative in nature. So next is the additional key pointers. We have three practical tools. First is the Boolean operators, which uses words as a search strategy. So just use the basic English functions and or not. So and you can use two concepts together, or as long as one has concept, as long as is included. Then not, which removes or filters one concept. But I think it is more practical to use symbols, which are another practical tool. Like for example, the asterisk, which groups together words specifically together. Then quotation marks, which groups words together, then asterisk, which finds different forms of words, which finds different forms of the same word. Then the minus symbol, if you really want to remove a certain concept. Then that would be all. I hope our report are insightful and will be helpful for your future research endeavors. Thank you.
Next group.
And it's for sources. These for things that you don't know. We give you our research.
A. Artificial intelligence.
Make use of it because these are and this is drama and we are love you. Let's start with those at the moment. So first we have the free. It's free, it's just there, and then you can ask the librarian for resources to help you. And then we have open access, which is also used in the library. We have research aid. There are some articles that are paid. So we are providing a free paywall bypass, but it will be discussed with you later on. And then we have Google Scholar, which also provides you with free journal articles. In addition to the literary resources, we have Perplexity AI to automatically be given sources that support or talk against a certain claim. Or for sources behind the paywall, you can email authors and hope that they can give you the sources for free that will, in that need, use guide help or them. Also, for the best way to find sources that align with what you want to find is to check Wikipedia citations or citations of articles you initially find. Wikipedia may not be reliable, but their cited sources can be.
So for any company information or about their filings, business trends, and reports, which can be very useful, especially when we want to know more about a company or when we are doing competitive analysis of other companies. So here are some of the tools or websites that we can use. First is the Securities and Exchange Commission, and Philippine Stock Exchange. So these are official sources for company filings and stock exchange updates, essential for assessing corporate strategies and financial performance. Second is Edgar tool. So this is used for monitoring or navigating the Securities and Exchange Commission. So if you have the patience to understand like coding, or if you are code savvy a person, so this one you can navigate your tools first. Next is Yahoo Finance. This is a comprehensive financial data and market insights to study the competitors' financials, market trends, and stock analytics to form strategic recommendations. Second is Business World Online. So this website is monitoring industry updates and business news. So if you want to stay informed on emerging market opportunities and threats, so you can visit this website. So next is DTI. So they have updates on trade and industry initiatives. So you can explore the trade policies, market regulations, and export opportunities for strategic expansion. Next one is World Economic Forum. So the World Economic Forum analyzes global trends that affects industries, and such as technological disruptions or sustainability issues or initiatives. So lastly, we have NEDA, the National Economic and Development Authority. So you can use this to understand national economic development goals to align to your future business strategies na inyong think with government priorities and future market landscapes.
Then, an integral part of strategic management is analyzing the competitive landscape. So these are consumer reviews are great tools as a part of competitive scanning. So one of the few that we mentioned is Google reviews, Yelp, LinkedIn, and then sorry. And then social media is also proven to be a very good tool to look at the competitive landscape. So TikTok, especially Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube as well. So these can all help in the competitive scanning aspect of strategic management.
So other tips and tricks, can I ask everybody who uses PDF sources right now? I think we always have PDF sources from our professors. So the tips and tricks that we can suggest, Oral AI and PDF Gear, because these can read your PDF sources with unlimited unlimited documents that you could use. And at the same time, it works better than ChatPDF. So because it doesn't have document limits. At the same time, if all else fails, this is really what I do. I use Reddit, and some of them can help you find what you're looking for. Some of them can even provide extensions or source code that you can run to efficiently achieve something.
You said you use Reddit, but which subject?
Anything that I think.
Yeah, some Reddits are useful, some of them are rubbish.
It takes time to certify.
EL1.
Right?
EL1.
And you can also use GitHub for this. So if the network, by the way, blocks a certain website or application like Sci-Hub or another source of material, you can try to use free VPN to bypass the wall and use Next DNS to block ads and abuse the watch ads for free rewards for you. So that's it for us.
Okay, thank you. So he went and used what rewards. Let's go with Jumbo.
So good afternoon, everyone. We from JHC, or Jumbo Hato, a consulting firm, has reviewed your situation and proposed some solutions to aid in your endeavors.
Jumbo
Hato, kaya mo ba to?
Of course, kaya with our tips and tricks that are coming right up. So first, we have the free access to academic content. So we have here download books, academic papers, and library records for free. So Access Archive is very similar to the library, but it is more accessible because you don't have to use the browser first. Because sana, mas accessible siya and you don't have to create an email and password because it is just kasi siya sa website kay naano siya tayo ng content. And then next is you can gain free and unrestricted access to academic journals again and books through Style Hub, of course, and the case study libraries from AIM, which is Asian Institute of Management, publishes free case studies on Filipino companies and their strategy. So these are for the free access to academic content that are available online. Next is reports and strategic insights. So you can visit government websites like BPI or NETA. These websites publish free reports, strategic plans, and case studies on Philippine industry.
So moving forward with other reports and strategic insights, you can also get them from Think with Google, which offers free insights and case studies from firms leveraging digital strategies to drive growth. So you can access them by browsing the Google resource library for regional and industry-specific strategic examples. So next would be Dillon and Bradstreet, which is a comprehensive collection of articles and insights on topics such as risk management, business development, and data analytics. And you can just visit their website to find the resources that you need. And it is very useful because they provide in-depth analysis on guidance on leveraging data for strategic decision making. The next one would be McKinsey and Company, which publishes free reports, strategy guides, and industry case studies from top global companies. So you can also just access their website online. And next would be Harvard Business Review, which offers also free articles and case studies on corporate strategies and leadership. You can explore the free article section on their website. And they cover advanced strategy concepts that are very applicable for firms worldwide and even to our local companies.
So next company is World Economic Forum, where you can get strategic reports from industries all around the globe. So this provides free industry-specific reports and insights into global business trends. So next is Entrepreneur here in the Philippines. This offers articles around SMEs, startups, and market trends that directly apply to strategy. And if you're analyzing rival companies and can find financial information of their websites, you can check PSE Edge, where under company disclosures and financial reports for detailed financial data on PSE listed companies. So we actually reached out to GCash, and they said they would give a financial incentive for those who can give their mother companies or Globe Telecom's 2024 annual financial report. So the first one to give to show to me Globe Telecom's 2024 annual financial report will receive a financial incentive from GCash. So go.
How are they supposed to give it? How are they supposed to give it?
Just show it to me. So the first person who can show to me Globe Telecom's 2024 financial report will receive financial incentive from GCash. 2024 Globe Telecom's annual financial report.
Nag-internet ako.
So,
Are you sure it's available?
yes. So while waiting, so we can move on to three tools that we can utilize in strategic management. First is strategic management insight, where you can access a compilation of strategic management tools that provides comprehensive instructions on how to use them along with examples.
We also have Napkin AI, which converts texts into comprehensive editable charts and diagrams. This can be helpful for studying complex strategic management concepts. Next, we move on to the seminars and networking. We can leverage a free platforms such as LinkedIn to connect with industry professionals skilled in strategic management and planning. This pool of professionals often give us useful tips and advice on their accounts for free. You can also join free one-day seminars on strategic management and planning. Harvard and Allison offer free online courses on these topics. You can also, next we move on to our podcasts for strategic insights. We can listen to Spotify podcasts like Strategies That Simplified and Promote Yourself to CEO for valuable insights on strategy, leadership, and business growth.
So we have winner is Narapel. So I would like to show you guys the financial report of Globe Telecom's 2024. It's actually on PSE Edge. So you can see their financial reports here. So for those
That's not the annual.
Sorry?
That's not the annual. Because if they have a calendar year, if you have a calendar year, then your annual report is due on around April.
Yes, sir. Naas
So
sila.
it's still January. So
Naas sila, is the 2023 report, sir.
correct. So you said 2020. So
Sorry. And pero it's I'm sorry, pero it's actually readily available yun for those who are in need of financial reports.
Thank you.
So that would be all from our group.
okay, thank you. And we have the last one. Okay. Welcome to Smooth Game. Strategic Management under Intelligence Decision. You will categorize a series of resources into 5 hidden categories relevant to strategic management. The categories are unlabeled, so your challenge is to correctly sort each resource into its rightful group based on the function. Phase 1, the categorization challenge. Players will be given a list of strategic management resources. Each resource will be placed into one of the 5 unlabeled categories within 10 seconds. Correct categorizations move you forward and rescue packs, while incorrect ones lead to fail. If you miscategorize a tool, pick a resource that isn't really available, or choose something not useful for strategic management, you're eliminated. Game ends when all resources have been played, and the last player standing wins 1 million euros. Phase 2, strategy decided. The winner selects a new set of players from the audience. Their challenge, identify the hidden category labels under your chair and match them to the sorted resource. If successful, they gain exclusive access to the directory of Strama resources. Think fast, categorize wisely, and claim your reward. The game starts now. One.
Print my bid because I've used it before and
9.
used it for citation.
Pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pass. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Only categorized. Six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Max. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Max. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Max. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Max. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Max. Next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fail. Not useful to strategic management. Next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Finish. This up is not free. Continue. 2, 3, 5. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Now we will move on to phase 2, where the winner will select a new set of players from the audience. Their challenge: identify the hidden category label under the chairs, under the armchair, and match them to the sorted resources. If successful, they gain exclusive access to the directory of trauma resources. Player, find your player.
Mr. Atula, please stand up. Mr. Velarde, Mr. Concha, Miss Badayaw, and let's select one player, Miss Telmo.
Players, you now have 1 minute to get the categories and sort. 3, 4, 1. Pick hard na category.
Tama ba?
Sorry. Hey. Bang, bang. Congratulations to our players. You win 1 million UP bucks. And congratulations to the 3 players who got it right. You win exclusive access to our directory of apps. So to recap, we have apps that are important for strategy planning and visualization. We have here apps that are important to business research and case study. We have here apps that are important to organization and productivity. Here we have financial and market data analysis. And lastly, we have apps to monitor trends and emerging technology. Thank you for playing Smooth Game.
We are I love drama.
Okay, everyone, thank you. So everyone, please get a copy of the peer evaluation form and fill it up, submit it by today at the end of our session. So please also take down your visual aid and take care not to rip off the paint. There was a previous group, I think, that ripped off the paint here. So, if everyone recalls, my evaluation counts for 70%, and your evaluation counts for 30%. So please also go here and fill up the form to evaluate the other groups. So the website is sqy.co/find-stuff. sqy.co/find-stuff. So you will see a Google Forms. Please answer this and submit it as soon as you can. So again, that was sqy, my initials, .co/find-stuff. So you can think of information as the ocean. 4% of the surface web is directly accessible from search engines like Google and Bing. What do we call the remaining 96%? It's the deep web, right? We call it the deep web because casual browsers cannot actually access these websites. Now, it's not to say that you cannot access it. It's because it usually requires you to log in. Example, can you guys access your own grades on AMIS? Yes. Can you access it from home? Yes, you don't have to be here. But can you access her grades? No. Why? Because it's locked to her account, right? So the grade information, just like the medical and legal records, are part of the deep web, which you cannot easily find. It's still there, but you need the right access. The examples include scientific reports, conference proceedings, company intranets. So when you start working, your company is likely to have their own database of own website, own support for internal employees. And then finally, you have non-text items, because if I search using text, I cannot easily find the search result if someone, instead of writing it, they said it in a YouTube video or they said it in a podcast. Now, it's still possible that you can access that, but they have to transcribe it, right? You have to turn the audio or the video into text. So because of this, non-text items is also part of the deep web. However, there is also a part of the web that is even darker, right? It is called the dark web. You can only access the dark web if you have the right tools, which are the most popular being Tor, the Onion router, Freenet, and I2P. Of course, I'm not going to provide a demonstration. If you are interested, you do so at your own risk. because a lot of things can be highly illegal on the dark web. Examples is the ability to buy and sell drugs. I mean, Silk Road is no longer here, but there are other variants that are out there where you can buy a lot of things that are not necessarily legal. For example, there used to be a site where you can hire an assassin for $100,000. So money down is 100,000, and then once your target is killed, that's another 100,000. So meaning hitman for hire. If you have enemies. So what are the types of data that we need to gather? You guys are going to be studying a US-based company. So within the week, I'm going to post something on the Facebook group. I'm going to ask you to reserve your company. Right? Remember our condition. Your company must be publicly listed US company that is not the market leader. And then you must study two other rivals. One of them must be the market leader. What are the things we are looking for? First, we are looking for strategy statements, meaning mission, vision, and values. We need to find out what these are, and you can find this usually on the website. Second, we need to know what is the financial performance, and as the group here showed, you can find that on PSE Edge for Philippine companies, and for the US, their version is called EDGAR. I think someone in this group talked about EDGAR, right? Now, operational performance regarding internal business operations is a bit harder. The reason is this one is not required to be disclosed the same way as the financial statements. So it's quite challenging for us who are outsiders looking in to actually know what's the company's operational performance. So usually our best bet is to look at articles, from the business magazines such as Bloomberg Business Week, Forbes, Fortune, Economist, and probably even Harvard Business Review. Not to say that we can access Harvard Business Review. I think as of the moment, there's no way for us to access it. I just asked the librarian. There's no way. And finally, we are also interested in human resources. Why? Would you agree that every company you talk to will say that our people are the most important asset? Would you agree? But do you think that that's their actual treatment of their employees? Not necessarily. So you need to also find out how the company is treating its people. Now, we also want to look for industry level data, right? We want to find out the competitors and how they are doing. We want to know, if possible, what is the industry ratio, because if you analyze the company's ratios by itself, those ratios don't mean a thing until you have something to compare them against. And then finally, you want to look at the industry outlook, like how is this industry going to evolve? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be challenging? You need to consider that. Finally, we also look at country level data such as economic indicators, GDP, employment, inflation, because this one is going to affect the overall business environment that the company is going to operate in. We also look for political and demographic data. Now, if you look at these initials, you will see that this is essentially our way of populating our PESEL analysis, right? Political, economic, social, cultural, and technological. So, first off, what do we have? Like, what do we inside UP have? Your access is managed through Open Athens using your UP ID. What do you think is the most useful information there for Strava? I don't think anyone said that here. The answer is Statista. Why? Let me show you. Statista has both industry and market reports. They also have company level, but we do not subscribe to company level, so we don't have access to that. But here's an example of the report for food service industry in the Philippines. So they provide you with an overview, right, of the gross value added, and then they segment it by the type of food service, number of people, and then they started talking about who the companies are, what are their market share, and what are the sales of fast food,
limited service, full service, cafe bars and street stalls, kiosks, online food delivery, and so on. This is quite comprehensive if you want to know all about the restaurant industry in the Philippines. They also have global level data, such as this one over here, which is about video games, um, starting from an overall summary of world revenue, and then going on to the Asian markets and as well as the major markets like Australia, like Japan, and so on. So, if you ask me, the most useful reference material that we can have as UP people is Statista. How about the rest? EBSCO, Academic Search, Emerald, Science Direct, Taylor and Francis. Well, to me, you might have use for that in 199, or if you're taking the marketing research, 17 something, 174, right? Some of you are taking it, some of you are not. Maybe this will be useful to you. But for Stroma, I don't find a lot of use for them. Why? Because, in my opinion, the search engine for these sites are useless. I can find better things using Google than I can using the search engine in EBSCO. I think they have not changed their search engine since the 1990s. We used to have better resources. We used to have EBSCO Business Source Premier, which is MarketLine, which provides you with industry profiles. So you can actually look for an industry and you get the sales, the market share. You can get the 5 forces analysis as well. Unfortunately, I think I requested it, but they said, nope, no money. So it is what it is. So, if we want to look for company data, the best place to look actually is the company's website. Now, give me an example, give me a challenge of a publicly listed company where we're going to find corporate data. Sorry? What did you say? Chevy? Shell. Shell is not American. Shell is Netherlands. Sorry, who? Tesla. Okay, let's go Tesla. Okay, so we go to tesla.com. Usually, this is a consumer-facing website, right? This is a consumer-facing website, so this is geared towards customers. So if you're an investor, you need to scroll all the way down here to look for information about Tesla. They're using a slightly different format. So I scroll all the way down. I find something here that says investors. So you will find something that says investors or investor relations. Click this, and now I have things for investors. I can look at the webcast, but I don't think they have the webcast right now. It's not activated yet. Okay, so what Tesla does is when it presents its financial figures, it has to hold a press conference. And it happened to tape record the press conference. This is a very good source of information because here, the analysts are going to ask questions to the company, right? And this is the type of data which is not in text form. This is in audio format. Now, what other things can you get here? I can actually download the financial statements. So here, this is the PowerPoint slides for the disclosures, but I am pretty sure that I can get other things here. Yeah, I can get the annual report. And then I can also come here, SEC filings, then I can look at the annual and quarterly reports. And then I can download them right here on the Tesla website. You can also go to corporate governance to see, who are the important people here. And then you see all of their governance documents here, including their code of ethics, all the other charters. And you can see their environmental statement here. If you're into ESG, then this is where you would find information, right? Now, with that said, who is the president of the US? Trump. I did not think he would win, but he won. So, Trump, as you know, does not believe in ESG. He does not believe in DEI. So, do not expect to see any emphasis on those matters for the next 4 years, at the least. Now, one thing to note is that you should not rely on data that is provided by the company, because the company is always going to give you good things, right? They're not going to tell you the bad things. So you have to be careful here. You can, of course, refer to them because they're the best source of information, but if possible, try to verify from a third-party source. Investment sites such as Bloomberg, Google Finance, Morningstar, Motley Fool, and Yahoo Finance also provide a one-stop shop for us to quickly compare multiple companies within an industry. So you can get the financial summaries as well as some key ratios here. Finally, you have the salary comparison sites, because these sites allow you as an employee to post a review about your employer anonymously, because of course, if it's not anonymous, you can get into trouble. So you can go to Comparably, Glassdoor, PayScale, Salary.com, and Vault.com and see what they're saying about your company, right? This is a source of data about the internal HR practices, which you would not normally get if you just look at whatever the company says. Because the company is going to say, we value our employees, blah, blah, blah. But you will see the real situation if you go to these salary sites. Many companies, especially those outside the Philippines, are likely to file what is called a patent or a trademark. Do you know the difference between a patent and a trademark? Nobody? Patent versus trademark. A patent is some kind of invention, right? If your invention is about a product, then that's a normal patent. If your invention is usually about a process, right? Then you can still patent it, but that's a utility patent. Whereas a trademark is something that you operate under the name of. So for example, Jollibee, what are the trademarks of Jollibee? Well, it has the B. The B itself is a trademark. Who are the other Jollibee characters? Okay, Hetty, Curly. How about Ronald McDonald? No, that's McDonald's trademark, right? Is Mickey Mouse a trademark? No, Mickey Mouse is a copyright. It's a character, right? It's a piece of work. So that's a copyright. A trademark, however, is the Disney, the Disney ears, the circle and then the two small circles. That's Mickey Mouse. But that's the trademark. But Mickey Mouse, the character, is a copyright. He is no longer under copyright. He expired last year. Which means that I can make a movie about not Mickey Mouse, but Steamboat Willie, who is a mass murderer. You can do that because he's already public domain. Public domain is usually when the creator of the work dies plus 75 years. It's been that long already. So this is also why when Winnie the Pooh hit the public domain, immediately they made a movie about him being a murderer, right? So this year, the character Popeye and Tintin is public domain, which means that you should expect to see horror movies about those people being mass murderers. But anyway, Back to patents and trademarks. Why do we want to look at patents and trademarks? Because that's a good way for us to gauge the company's level of innovation. Therefore, this is a way for us to measure efficiency of operations. Otherwise, it's hard for us to actually gauge the operational processes of the company. So you can use data about data. This is what we call metadata. We don't actually care about the actual patent or the trademark. We just want to know how many are there did they file this year. Because if they filed more patent this year, that means they're more productive this year. Their R&D is better this year, right? So some sites where you can get this type of data would be Global Dossier, which is collaboration by the US Patent and Trademark Office to consolidate the data from all of the patent offices around the world. You can also look at the EU, at the World Intellectual Property Organization, at Google Patents, and at Free Patents Online. Finally, we have to talk about private companies. Now, I don't recommend that you study private companies. Why? Because they are not required to file FS. But sometimes you have no choice but to study them. Example, if you want to study the toy industry in the US, who is the market leader? No. Manufacturer. Toys R Us is a retailer. Mattel or Hasbro? That's not number one. That's number two, number three. Do you know who's number one? Lego. Is Lego a US company? No, it's Denmark. Is it a private, public company? No, it's a private Denmark company. So not only is it private, it's also Danish. Can you speak Dane? I don't know. So I don't know if you can find FS about Lego because they're not required to disclose that, and then they're not required to communicate in English. So if you decide to study Hasbro or Mattel, I'll allow it. But I would have to ask you to also include Lego. Now, if you decide to study something that involves studying a private company, then you need to look at the website, particularly at the blog post, press releases, and white papers that it issues. You should also look at the Wikipedia page by visiting the references, and then search for the company using Google or Bing to find relevant news articles. What patents and trademarks does a company have, and what does its employees talk about it, right? You can also look at the hiring ads. How much is it offering for these positions? Now, looking at industry level data, some companies operate in industries with active trade associations. So for example, if you're studying Mattel or Hasbro, then you should look at the Toy Association homepage, which is this one here. And then I can look at US sales data, and they provide this information, which is not that great, but it's better than nothing, right? This is better than having nothing, and this gives us a bit of an idea of how well the industry is doing. So other examples would include the video game industry here, where they would have data and resources here, but some of them will charge for it. But once again, this is better than nothing, right? It is at least something that you have that would let you know about the industry. So it is quite important which company you choose, because some companies might have an active trade association where you can find a lot of data. Some might not. Now, the US government generates a lot of free data. So, for example, you have sectoral economic data from the Census Bureau, where we can see all the economic indicators that we are interested in, such as who are the business and the businessmen, what are the workplace dynamics, and so on. We can also look at the Small Business Administration. This is once again a government agency in the US, which tells you how to do market research and conduct competitive analysis. Right? So this is actually a guide with links to resources. Secondly, ask ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, or Claude about what it knows about the industry you're studying. So let's try asking Claude. What industry do you want me to try asking it? Give me an industry. About the tobacco industry in the United States. Who are the market leaders and the biggest public listed companies? So, the AI can actually pop out information, which of course you guys need to verify. You cannot just trust them because the AI is quite good at bullshitting. But at least it provides you with something here that you can start as a framework, right? The US Library of Congress has created a guide on how to do industry research in the US. So, for example, here, this is the Library of Congress with a guide on the basic strategies on how to do research. What are the industry sources? What are the historical sources? What are the internet resources? And so on and so forth. MSU's Global Insights policy provides you with a general picture, but unfortunately, it's just general picture. It doesn't provide you with numeric industry data. Marketresearch.com aggregates industry research and provides you with a resource center. I would recommend looking at the white papers for the topics that might be interesting to your company. And then independent research companies do sell industry research reports and or subscriptions. Now, these are very expensive. A research report can cost thousands of US dollars, just one stinking report. And you can find some summaries or some releases, or some even give you limited access, maybe 2 weeks, 1 week access. If you look at Accenture, Gartner, Ibis World, NPD, and PricewaterhouseCoopers. Among others, there are a lot. Check MSCI for insight on macroeconomic trends. Like here, these are the macro trends that we need to look at if it is relevant to the industry. Industry ratios are not easy to get since, our library resources are quite lacking. But here are a few sources you can try. The first one is CSI Market. So this CSI Market, where you can drill down to the industry that you want. So for example, let's look at technology sector. And then let's look at computer hardware industry. So you can look at the companies in this space, right? It also shows you the profitability ratios of all of these companies here. You have net income, gross margin, and you have return on equity. You can also look at the industry level information here by going to profitability, and you can see computer hardware. This is the industry average. Software programming, this is the industry average. So once you have the industry ratios, you can compute your company's ratios, and then you can make conclusions. Whether this is good, this is bad, this is improving, this is deteriorating. There's also information internationally from the UNIDO Instat. UNIDO is the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, which gives you data about employees, number of establishments, output, value added, and wages and salaries. So for example, let's click on view data for wages and salaries. Then you can see the country, the currency, the category of company, and then the measurement, the year, and the value. So this is what you call a flat file, where you can easily do a pivot table. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yes or no? So let me just briefly demonstrate. I downloaded this zip file, and then I'm going to open this in Excel. So I got this one. I'm going to change this into an Excel table with Control T, and then I'm going to summarize it with a pivot table here. And then I'm going to put the countries all the way here. And then I'm going to put the year in columns. I'm going to put the value here. And then I'm going to select the foreign currency here. And then I'm going to say, oh, I want US dollars. Right? Like so. Not very updated information, but information nonetheless. Available data is very limited for lists of top companies, but it is still better than nothing. So Fortune 500, Forbes Global 2000, you can get rudimentary data like sales information. For example, here, this is the Forbes Global 2000. So you can, I cannot access it. It wants, there's a paywall. What was your suggestion here? It was to go here. Then, where was that? Reading mode. More tools, and then reading mode. I'm not getting the list though, unfortunately. But I do have something here that would get rid of that annoying overlay. This one here. This one. Overlay. What? What's the name of that extension that's behind the overlay? There's also one called Unpaywall, but I haven't gotten much use out of Unpaywall. Okay. For market share data, be prepared to search for articles in business magazines such as Bloomberg Businessweek, Forbes, Fortune, and Economist, since this data is very expensive. You cannot easily find market share data, which is why market research 174 can be quite valuable, especially to your future career if you are in marketing. Now, going to country level data, I would say that World Bank is usually the best one-stop shop that you can find. Specifically for the World Development Indicators, WDI, where you can look for a lot of things such as poverty stats, population stats, environmental stats, economic stats, business stock market stats, and so on. So let's look at this one here. We have an overview and we have some indicators here like time required to start a business, days, time required to get electricity, firms expected to give gifts in meetings with BIR tax officials in percent, So these are very interesting statistics which, you can check the World Bank site for information. For a full list of available data, you go to the data catalog of worldbank.org. This is everything that they have, and I think that's everything that you need. IMF publishes the WEO, which forecasts economic performance for a number of years. So, for example, this is the World Economic Outlook. Here, I can also check out the database here. So let's check out October 2024 database. I want country level data. I want all countries. I only want Philippines, for example. So I'm going to check Philippines here. And then I want all of this. And I want from 2022 to 2029, but you can actually have it earlier. And then here you go, data. right? This is actual data, this is forecasted data. So if you need any data about forecast, you can just quote the WEO. The Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis has a number of economic time series from 87 sources. The U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis has comprehensive data on the U.S. economy, and the Pew Research Center offers insights into various trends uh, that affect the U.S. So, for example, this is an incorrect website. It should be in datasets. Here, we can look at some of the datasets, like, for example, the American Trends, the National Public Opinion Survey, Survey of Asian Americans, and so on. Other repositories includes the OECD, which is basically all of the countries that are part of the OECD. Google has public data. Open Data Philippines does exist, but it sucks. And then Wolfram Alpha is actually a place where you can get some information, like let's say Philippines economic properties. Right, so it gives you the GDP, gives you the components, value added. And if I click on here, GDP, then I can get a historical data source, right? So there's a lot of things that you can get. Now, of course, most of this is just essentially taken from the World Bank WDI. Other resources include taking an online course. Like, you can take an online course for free. You only need to pay if you want to have the certificate. So these sites include Coursera, Udemy, Khan Academy, Udacity, and EDX. You can take a Strava course there and then just steal all of the materials, right? You can also learn a lot from podcasts, including Business Wars, Freakonomics Radio, HBR IdeaCast, Masters of Scale, and Planet Money. So that's it for basically the legitimate resources. Do we want to know about illegitimate ones? Yes, no. Really? Okay, fine. Now let's talk about questionable resources. Now, if you go to Google and then you type ext :PDF, sometimes you can find books. Sometimes, not always. Because sometimes people are careless. Let's say strategic management. Extension PDF. So I would get a bunch of Strama, books about Strama, like this one here. Look at this: Strategic Management Concepts and Cases. Just available for download somehow, right? Because someone got careless and uploaded to their website, and then Google indexed it, and oops, I found it, and I stole the book. Legitimately, I didn't go to Library Genesis, right? I just searched on Google using extension function. I think this is Strategic Management by Fred David, Concepts and Cases. Yeah. Of course, you can look at the shadow libraries. Now, for a complete list of shadow libraries, you go to open-slum.org, and these are the ones. The biggest one is, well, it used to be LibGen, but I think you might have noticed that over the past few months, it has been very unreliable. Now, LibGen it's back. You can now start downloading from it. But I think Anna's archive is now a bit better than LibGen. Although I still like ZLibrary. ZLibrary, you can actually access on the open internet. You don't need to do dark web. Despite what the group here said. So, let's see. This is ZLibrary. Let's search for, give me a textbook. Give me a textbook. Sorry, what? Poppy War. PU or PO? Oh, sorry, I just typed this as PP War. Okay, there, the Poppy War here. Is this the one by Kuang? Okay, let's try. Download the pub. My PowerPoint is going to be available on Upet, not worry. So the Poppy War that happens to be in EPUB format, so which means that I have to use Calibre. And then I can read it here. Actually, this is Calibre. Here, the Poppy War. I'm going to view this. Here, PIPA viewer. Blah blah blah, Poppy War. I don't know who these people are. Anyway. Now, all of you probably know about Sci-Hub, but what you probably don't know is that Sci-Hub has not uploaded anything since 2020. Yes, there's no new research on Sci-Hub after 2020. That's because Elkiana is being sued in India, and she's trying to defend it against the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court keeps delaying. So she's been a very good girl, not uploading anything new. So because of that, where would you get newer papers? You would get that via Google Scholar, Academia, or the ones that were mentioned here, or you can also try to find them on Anna's archive. Or how many of you are aware of Telegram? Okay, so those who are not aware, ask help from those who are, because that's also a major source of stuff. Telegram. Now this one, BitTorrent, I think is well known. I am sure that if I click on any of these, IT would flag my account because they know what I'm looking at, unless I have a VPN, which I do not. And then most of the good stuff, however, is locked up in a private tracker like My Anonymous and Bibliothèque. These are actually for textbooks. These are book trackers. But it's very hard to find invitations because you have to get an interview, you have to upload new books. The Mobilism Forum also has an ebook section. So this is mobilism.org, and then you can have ebooks here. And then you can request for ebooks, or you can actually have ebook releases here. And these are the ebooks that can be released for download. So for example, Professional Beauty, this is a magazine, and then you can download in one of these two. There are numerous PDF sharing sites, not like Ocean of PDF, PDF Coffee, Scribe, Course Hero, Studoku. This is not an endorsement. This is just a listing, FYI, that you might be able to find something here. In fact, I think we tried searching once for UP Cebu, and we found a lot of Prof. Cinco and Prof. Chavez syllabi, as well as assignments, because apparently the students uploaded it there so that they can download for free. Right? I think if you upload 5 things, then you can start downloading. Other platforms include Usenet. This is before your time. In fact, it is even before my time. Usenet was a technology used during the 1970s. But this is actually the primary source for new things. All new things go through Usenet first. So you need to have very deep knowledge about the net in order to find these Usenet servers. You can also look at eDonkey and Direct Connect. A lot of piracy is facilitated in forums, recommend some to me, that link to file lockers like Google Drive or shared MediaFire and Mega. So these are not publicly shared, these are in forums. Recently, I've seen a lot in China. It's that you need to pay for it, but it's one of the most convenient sources. I also recommend the software known as JDownloader 2 to get videos from YouTube as well as a file sharing site, but it's not a tool to let you find, right? It's just a tool to let you download. You can also give r/piracy megathread a view. This is on Reddit. And there are subreddits to request and or buy textbooks from, r/textbook and r/textbooks. That's why I asked for specific subreddits, because there are some subreddits that are quite useful and there are some that are not. Okay, so that's all that I have. Do you have any questions? Did you actually learn something? So is there anything you want to tell me about those symbols that you saw? Very good. For those who are not sure what just happened, these are the symbols. And this is what it means. So this is Leonardo DiCaprio, that's Leonardo the Turtle, that's Leonardo da Vinci, and that's Leonardo da Medici, the creator of the Fibonacci sequence. So that's all I have. The next time we'll meet is 2 weeks from now, right? Next week we're not going to have a face-to-face. So please give me your peer evaluation forms, and also accomplish your, grade the other groups in the Google form.